Yo, what's going on, everyone? Kirill here. It's been a while since I made my last video, but I wanted to come in here and kind of share my experience. Just recently, I just crossed over $1 million in cash collected in high ticket sales. So, definitely a big milestone for me in my journey. It's been a long time making. I've been in high ticket sales since April 2024. I worked with some of the top guys in space, just to name a few like Pierre Curry, Brez, and Ted Carr. Spent over 20K in mentorships with Tim Ray, John Mao, Gavin Ruccini. So I've been in this game for a while. Not saying this shit by any means, definitely not. But I definitely know a thing or two when it comes to high ticket sales and like what it takes and like what the journey is. So I want to come in here very briefly, nothing like crazy long, but very briefly share my experience and three things I've learned up until this point, which can help you where you're at in your journey, whether you're a beginner, you're looking to get started, or if you're like already in, just looking to make more money, get better. Right. Fuck, if I cough, my bad, I'm a bit sick. But stick around till the end because number three is, I think, the most important one and something I struggled with, or sometimes still do. And I feel it's a big reason why most people fail, most people succeed. So stick around till the end, right? But part one, thing one, one tip I have for people is whenever you're in high ticket sales, wherever you are, don't focus on the money, focus on the skill set. Reason being is because I've seen a lot of people come and go within high ticket sales, and the real difference is the people who make it in high ticket sales, they don't really focus on the money. Of course, like we all want the money, but they don't have that focus on it. What they focus on is the actual skill set and getting better at sales so that they can make more money. Because a lot of people come into this space and they just think they're gonna crush it, come out the ballpark, take like 3, 4 calls a day, just make hella money, or they want to be on the best offers, right? And sure, they might have success in like a couple months, but then it dies down because they don't have the right skill set. So, and I've been on the top offers in this space, and a lot of guys are making money. Sure, they're making decent money, but if you put them on a different offer with not as much of a good audience, they would suck. Reason being, they don't have the right skill set. So again, wherever you are right now, focus on getting better at sales. Whatever you're doing, setting, closing, just focus on being the master of that and getting really, really fucking good. And the money will come naturally, right? Because you look at the top guys in the space who are making all the money, 30, 40, 50K per month. Why are they doing that? They have the skill set. So don't focus on just making the money. I want to take 10, 20K. Focus on being the person that has the skill set to make that, and that'll take you much, much further. I had the same mentality coming into it. Just don't focus the money on the skill set. It was rough, but ultimately it got me to a point where I'm making consistently 10 to 12K per month right now. This month's a little bit slow month. I think I'll make around 6, 7, 8K, right? Kind of just in between offers. But overall, though, you need to focus on the skill set, get really fucking good, and that's what's going to make you money. Don't focus on just making money, but the skill set, which will in turn make you money, which will make you really fucking good. So definitely don't skip on that because a lot of people that just focus on money, they don't really last long in high ticket sales. Okay. The second tip I have for you guys, wherever you're at in your journey, right, is just know everything happens for a reason and to follow your own journey and don't get discouraged. Reason being, whenever I first got started in high ticket sales, my first 3 months, I made like zero money, absolutely nothing. And that was just discouraging as fuck, right? Because of course you want to be making at least 3, 4, 5K your first couple months, but I made zero, right? Especially knowing that people around me that had like started around the same time were making the money like I wanted, right? And I wasn't making anything, right? But the thing that kept me pushing to where I'm at a point now where I'm making 10 to 12K per month consistently and gonna be pushing for 20, 30, right? Is knowing that every good thing that happens to me, every bad thing that happens to me is happening for a reason. And knowing that it's not happening to me. And with that mentality, it just keeps you pushing, knowing that whatever comes your way, you know it's happening for you to make you a better person, better closer, whatever. Better person overall, make your journey a lot better, the end goal better, right? Kind of give you an example, like around late August, I got randomly fired from my offer. And mind you, I was probably like the top 3 closer in that agency. I was averaging around 10 to 12K per month around there. It was definitely one of the top guys, no doubt. Skill set wise, just money commissions wise, that's not a fucking lie. I was, right? And I was crushing it. I was the only closer on this one offer they were managing, doing pretty well for myself. 50, 60% close rate. It was doing well. And like 2 weeks before I got fired, I collected 50K in like 3 4 days after they increased the price just because I was closing so high. Um, I collected over like, yeah, 5K in like a week, 50K in a week. One of my best weeks ever. And then 2 3 weeks later, I get fired randomly, right? I try to ask why, don't get the best answer. You know, it is what it is. And mind you, I didn't do like anything crazy like that. No, like I didn't. No, I just get it's like a lot of people got fired, right? And some of you may know what I'm talking about, right? And no, like I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Like it's, I would not be to where I am today without that. So overall, I'm very grateful for it. And the reason being, because I know it happened for a reason. It happened for me, not to me, for a greater purpose, right? So even moments like that where it's just like kind of like, what the fuck? Just overall realizing that the good, the bad, the ugly, it happens for you for a reason, ultimately for ultimately a better goal, right? And the reason why I feel like this is really important because a lot of guys in this space have really good moments and thrive off that, but then when like bad moments come and they're in the slumps, they just quit. They don't know how to battle adversity, and they end up folding and then switching to something else, e-com, fitness coaching, crypto, stuff like that, trading, and they don't win it, right? Reason being, they think things happen for them to them, not for them, right? Um, and I test my whole story to in high ticket sales, going how far I've came through, is just again realizing everything happens to you for a reason, right? So in your moments of adversity, when you think everything's happening to you, just realize God has a great plan for you, and that's happening for you, right? Because all the top guys in this space, they've all been through adversity, tough times, but they all kept pushing through it. Why? Because they know that there's a greater reason behind it all. And once you actually start looking at things from that perspective, changing your perspective to that, you will always be grateful for anything. The hards, the hard shit, the ugly, the good shit. It will always keep you calm and grounded and grateful for anything, even if it's bad, right? I'm not saying go like be fucking excited when things happen, like bad things happen to you, but just know them they're happening for a reason. Okay. So again, whether you're just starting out, you're looking into it, or you're working your way up, just realize the moment you're in right now is happening for a reason. Of course, still put in the work, invest in yourself, but realize everything happens for a reason, and don't get discouraged when things don't go your way, right? And the third thing, which I feel like I need help with, I struggle with, and I see a lot of people others struggle with, is setting bigger goals, right? And not just focusing on monetary or materialistic goals, right? Because at the end of the day, you're not serving like money, you're serving a better purpose, right? And if your goal is just money, you're not gonna feel fulfilled. And that's the thing I experienced myself after making 10K and just like, what else now, right? Being comfortable, right? Not being as disciplined. Those are some things I've struggled with and still struggle with to this day. Not to be me truthfully, right? Not ashamed of it. But just realize you need to set bigger goals rather than just money, because whenever you hit that goal, and you will, if you put in the work and invest in yourself, you will hit there, and you're still gonna feel nothing's going to really change. When I hit my first 10K month back in October, yeah, I hit my first 10K month. I made 12K just DM setting, and maybe because I was DM setting, that made it kind of like unfulfilling. But I hit it, and it's just like, okay, now what? Nothing really changed. And even these past 4 or 5 months, where I've been making that consistently 10, 12K a month, you gotta realize it's not about the money, but what type of person that makes you. So don't strive for the money aspect, but for the person you need to become that makes the money, right? Of course, I was the person that made 10, 12K per month. I still am, but not to the extent where I was focusing on being the person, just on the money, right? And I admit that, right? So, and that's why I want to share it, and I think that's the most important thing. It's just, at the end of the day, you need to strive to be a better person overall, not only for yourself, but for the people around you. Have a bit greater impact, not just making the money, getting the car, right? But truly changing not only your life, but people around you's life in the way where you become the best version of yourself. Not in terms of money, but whenever you are the person that makes that money, that is allowed to make the money. And that's what really truly counts. Because again, I've seen a lot of people come and go where people just focus on the money and not the skill set, not the person, and that's where people fail. And that's where people struggle, and that's where I've had my struggles. I'm not ashamed to admit, right? Um, and that's where I'm gonna grow as a person to where, again, it's where that's gonna take me to 15, 20, 30, 40K per month as a closer, then manager, then wherever else from there. Um, but yeah, you gotta realize it's just not the money. It's about being the person that is able to achieve these things. The vision you have for yourself, and not just around the money. That's what really, really, truly counts. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I hope this video helped. If it did, leave a comment down below, or if you didn't, leave a comment down below. You can follow me on Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram below, and shoot me a text if you want to have a conversation around anything, how to get sales, mindset, everything. I don't have a course, not yet, but I'm just here to help and really give my insight on my journey and what you guys can learn and adjust so that you can, guys, not only make the most amount of money, but more importantly, be the best version of yourself. So I hope this helped. Wherever you are, if you're a beginner, intermediate, been in the space for a while, longer than me, I hope this video helped for anyone watching. At the end of the day, that's what I want to do, help more people rather than just like make the money I want. Okay, so I hope this video helped. I'll see you guys pretty soon, and yeah, peace.